The courtroom was packed before the sun even touched the marble steps. A line of bloggers, paparazzi, and nosy fans stretched around the block, all waiting to witness the showdown nobody expected to get this far, but everyone knew would end ugly. Tasha K had arrived early, in full glam, walking with slow confidence and a smug smile that screamed, "I won't be the one who breaks." Behind her, her legal team carried binders, iPads, and what looked like thick folders labeled Exhibit C footage compilation. It was the visual that set social media on fire. Tasha K walking into court like she owned it, while Bambi hadn't even shown up yet. The whispers turned to tweets, and the tweets turned to hashtags. Hashtag Tasha sues Bambi trended before the judge ever walked in. Inside the courtroom, the air was thick. No cameras were allowed, but that didn't stop people from live tweeting every detail like it was a Met Gala scandal. When Bambi finally walked in, dressed in black, minimal makeup, eyes swollen from stress, the room fell into a quiet buzz, not because of what she wore, but because of what she didn't bring. A smile, a team, or that sharp tongue that once dominated reunion stages. Instead, Bambi looked human, like someone who'd already lost something and had nothing left to protect except the scraps of her name. Her lawyer walked beside her, whispering instructions, but Bambi barely nodded. She sat down quietly, hands clenched in her lap. Then the judge entered, and the performance began. Tasha K's lawyer wasted no time. "Your Honor," she said, standing tall and poised, "we are here because my client was physically assaulted on camera, in front of witnesses, while working and has since suffered irreparable damage to her brand, her health, and her mental well-being. This is not just a fight between reality stars. This is about accountability in the media industry. And we intend to prove that my client was attacked, defamed, and left with no choice but to take legal action." From across the aisle, Bambi's team countered. "What this is," her attorney said slowly, "is a setup. A manufactured moment pushed by producers who saw dollar signs in a breakdown." Ms. Tasha K knew exactly what she was doing, pressing buttons, taunting with false stories, and egging on a woman who had already been emotionally cornered by public lies. "We have evidence that shows intent." This was entrapment disguised as reality television. The judge raised a brow. "So we're dealing with assault, defamation, and now televised provocation." She sighed. "Proceed carefully. I'm not interested in who went viral. I'm interested in who went too far." The first exhibit came from Tasha K, a dramatic video compilation of the incident, spliced with slow-motion footage of her hitting the makeup counter, the screams, the blood, and the ambulance rolling away. As the video played, Bambi shifted in her seat, breathing heavy. Some in the gallery looked away. Others leaned in. Then came the second clip, footage of Tasha K, lying in a hospital bed, dramatically whispering to the camera. "She hit me because I told the truth, but she can't shut me up. Not now. Not ever." The judge paused the video. "Who filmed this?" Her team, Bambi's lawyer answered. "That night, hours after the incident, and before medical release forms were signed." "Is this monetized content?" the judge asked. Tasha K's lawyer interjected. With respect, it was an emotional statement for her fans, not a monetized upload. "Don't lie to me in my courtroom," the judge said. "This video has over 3.2 million views, sponsored, ads, and donation links. That's commercial content." The courtroom murmured. Outside the courthouse, fans were locked to their phones. TikTok was already remixing audio from the trial clips. Twitter was ablaze. Spice tweeted, "This ain't even a trial, this a season finale." Erica Mena posted a black screen with the words, "Told y'all the truth was deeper than y'all think." But it was Mama D who stole the moment, going live mid-trial with wine in hand, that girl finally facing the music. Bambi thought she was untouchable. VH1 might have saved her on set, but the courtroom? Oh baby, the courtroom ain't got editors. Back inside, Bambi's team brought out their own exhibit, a sequence of text messages between Tasha K and a producer. The judge reviewed them aloud. "Bait her. Don't let her walk out quiet." He looked up. "Are these real?" "They've been authenticated by a third-party forensics team," Bambi's attorney said. Tasha K's lawyer objected, claiming context was missing. "Then explain this one," the judge said, reading again. "If she snaps, that's Emmy-worthy. Trust me." He stared at the page, then at Tasha K. "So you admit to crafting emotionally manipulative setups for ratings?" "I admit to being provocative," Tasha K answered, "clearly rehearsed, but I never asked to be assaulted." Bambi finally stood, breaking her silence. Her voice was quiet but unwavering. You didn't have to ask. You knew what would happen. You built the story, picked the moment, and dared me to fall into it. And I did. I lost control. But you lost humanity. The room was silent. Even the judge took a moment. Then, we'll resume after a recess. Court is adjourned. As the room cleared, bloggers scrambled to update captions. YouTubers filmed their reactions from parked cars. Fans were divided again. Was Bambi the villain or the victim? Was Tasha K the truth teller or the trigger? And would this case destroy VH1, or just expose what everyone suspected all along? That night, VH1 released a short statement. No names, no blame, just 5 words. We support truth and safety. But the internet wasn't buying it, and both women knew. The war had just begun. The world outside the courtroom was no longer calm. Within hours of the trial's first day, the media firestorm reached critical levels. News outlets who'd once ignored reality TV drama now plastered it across their homepages. Headlines screamed things like reality TV setup exposed. And courtroom chaos. Bambi breaks silence on Tasha K lawsuit. But behind those viral soundbites was a much deeper shift. The fans weren't just watching anymore. They were investigating. Reddit threads exploded with timeline breakdowns. Old episodes were dissected frame by frame. And one theory kept resurfacing. Tasha K and VH1 had weaponized the narrative from the beginning. At her condo, Tasha K sipped tea in front of a ring light, pretending she wasn't paying attention. Her live stream that evening opened with dramatic orchestral music and a new thumbnail. The trial of the decade, Tasha versus the network snake. She looked directly into the camera and said, "Let's be clear. I didn't start this war. But baby, I will end it." Meanwhile, Bambi sat in silence, scrolling through her phone, watching the live with no expression. Her lawyer had advised her to stay quiet, but silence felt like suffocation. The internet was on fire, and she was the match they blamed for the burn. And just when she thought it couldn't get worse, her name started trending again. Not because of court updates, but because Mama D had gone live. Mama D's Tea Room. The live was titled, and it already had 35,000 viewers. She was lit, wine swirling, lashes thick, outfit styled like a reunion special. "Let's talk facts," she said, her voice smug. Bambi was warned. "I said it on camera, off camera, too scrappy. 2 producers that girl's fuse was too short." Tasha K just lit it. She leaned into the camera and added, "And for the record, if Bambi wanna sue somebody, she better sue the therapist who told her she was healed." The chat exploded. But Erica Mena, tired of the hypocrisy, entered the chat and dropped a comment that would go viral. "Mama D, weren't you the one who said make it messy? The messier, the better during that reunion taping. I got the receipts." The comment had barely been seen before screenshots leaked. Old texts, allegedly from Mama D, surfaced. In them, she egged producers on, saying, "Let Bambi and Tasha fight it out. Either way, Scrappy wins." The internet gasped. What was once a lawsuit between 2 women now looked like a manufactured sabotage campaign. At VH1 headquarters, chaos had already erupted. Executives scrambled to contain the fallout. The problem wasn't just the lawsuit, it was the perception, leaked footage, exposed texts. Now, Insider DMS posted anonymously by someone claiming to be a production assistant with the initials MT1DM read. They told Tasha to poke Bambi about Scrappy's daughter. That's when she snapped. "We filmed it from 2 angles. It wasn't spontaneous, it was scripted chaos." The network issued another vague statement. "We are reviewing internal communications and fully cooperating with the courts." But it was too late. #scripted setup trended for 72 hours straight. Back in court, day 2 resumed with both sides sharper than before. Tasha K's team called a surprise witness, a talent coordinator who claimed Bambi had a history of violent outbursts and emotional instability. They introduced clips of Bambi yelling on past reunions, walking off sets, and throwing glasses. The narrative they tried to build. Bambi was always on the edge. But Bambi's lawyer fired back, bringing in medical documents showing Bambi had been undergoing therapy for PTSD, citing emotional trauma from years in the public eye. She wasn't unstable, the lawyer argued, she was triggered. And then the voice notes dropped. Bambi's team, anticipating the attack, came armed with the receipts that shifted the courtroom energy entirely. One voice note featured Tasha K laughing backstage saying, "You think she'll swing? She'll better. That's the only way we go viral." Another had her whispering to a producer, "We could always cut it to make her look worse." Even the judge seemed stunned. "Were these recordings authorized?" he asked. "They were captured by a third-party mic rig, placed on set, without Ms. Bambi's consent," the lawyer responded. "So, there's an entire sound department complicit in this?" The judge asked quietly. A long pause. "Yes, Your Honor." Outside, Scrappy had still said nothing. He hadn't spoken since his original black-and-white countdown post. But a gossip blog caught him leaving a therapy session, and when a paparazzi shouted, "Are you siding with Tasha?" he simply replied, "I'm siding with peace." That comment stirred another round of speculation. Was he distancing from Bambi? Was he about to be subpoenaed? Then, without warning, Scrappy posted a news story. "I got 12 voice notes, y'all, haven't heard? If they come for me in court, I'm unloading everything." Back in court, tensions rose again when Tasha K's lawyer accused Bambi of launching a smear campaign through shadow blogs. One particular gossip page had posted exclusive behind-the-scenes footage from the day of the attack, but no one could identify who filmed it. The footage included a zoomed-in view of Tasha handing a producer her phone and laughing seconds before Bambi walked in. Coincidence? Bambi's lawyer asked. Or choreography? Tasha K sat still. But her glare could have shattered glass. Then, in a jaw-dropping move, Bambi herself requested to speak. Her lawyer hesitated but nodded. She stood, took a breath, and said, "I know what I did. I know how it looked. But let me be clear, I didn't go to work that day planning to fight anyone. I went there trying to survive a setup. And I fell for it. That's on me. But don't tell me Tasha K is a victim when she curated every second. When she weaponized my pain for her profit. When she told the world my motherhood, my body, my family, were all just clicks and captions. I'm not innocent, but I'm not the villain y'all keep cutting me to be." Some people in the gallery nodded. Others whispered. The judge scribbled something, and then court recessed again. That night, Tasha K dropped her own video, highly edited, dramatic, music, crying clips, a scene of her holding a child's drawing that read "Be kind." The caption read, "She hit me. She lied on me. She played the victim, but my receipts are coming." But what she didn't expect. The next morning, a former VH1 intern came forward with an anonymous post titled, "What You Didn't See." Bambi was set up for ratings. The post included schedule sheets, call logs, and rehearsal notes showing scenes were loosely blocked for dramatic timing, including when Tasha K was told to be in Bambi's line of sight during a confessional swap. The internet caught fire again. And this time, even Tasha K's loyal fans began to say, wait, was she part of the trap? The courthouse was silent the final morning, but it wasn't calm. It was the kind of silence that comes before an earthquake, where everyone knows something is about to crack. They just don't know where. The press had been pushed to the sidewalk. Police tape lined the stair railings. Inside, the energy shifted. Tasha K's confidence had dulled. Her glam was there, but her smirk was gone. Bambi, on the other hand, walked in with her head slightly higher, not in victory, but in resolve. She had nothing left to lose. And that made her dangerous. Before opening statements resumed, the judge addressed the room. "This case," he said, voice low, "has raised serious concerns about reality television. Consent, manipulation, and personal accountability. Let us remember, this isn't about television. This is about the law." Tasha K's lawyer stood. "Your Honor, in addition to physical assault, my client has endured brand devastation. She's lost sponsorships, received death threats, and has not been able to safely return to work. The trauma from that incident was not theatrical. It was real." Bambi's team didn't flinch, and yet, her lawyer replied. Ms. Tasha K turned that trauma into monetized content less than 24 hours after the incident. She created thumbnails, promoted donation links, and cut reaction videos. Is that the action of a woman in medical distress, or a media strategist capitalizing on a crisis she helped engineer? The judge allowed both statements to enter the record. Then came the exhibit that changed everything. Bambi's lawyer played a clip. Not from VH1, not from social media, but from a production team Zoom call, leaked by a former associate who had been subpoenaed quietly. The footage showed a producer speaking with Tasha K days before filming. "If she hits you, it's over. That storyline becomes the whole season. We'll protect you legally, just let her walk into it." The room gasped. The judge raised a hand. "Where did this come from?" "It was submitted by a whistleblower, who asked to remain anonymous," the attorney said. "But the audio is date-stamped, verified, and reviewed by an independent legal forensic team. Tasha K's face went pale. And then, from the back of the courtroom, a hand went up. It was Tamika, a former VH1 junior producer. She'd been quietly subpoenaed. The judge motioned for her to come forward. "I was on that Zoom call," Tamika said, voice shaking. "And I was the one who recorded it. Because I knew what they were planning wasn't right. I signed an NDA, but I couldn't watch another black woman get torn apart on national TV just for ratings." They told Tasha to be patient, to stay seated, to let Bambi break. And when it worked, they all celebrated in the production trailer. "I walked off set that day and never came back." Tasha K's lawyer demanded the statement be stricken, but the judge refused. Tamika's testimony corroborates the audio file. That's admissible. You want to challenge the evidence. Do it in cross-examination. Bambi sat frozen, not smug at all, just stunned. Finally, someone else had said it out loud. Tasha K whispered something to her attorney. Her lawyer stood. "Your Honor, in light of this new evidence, we'd like to request a settlement discussion with the opposing counsel and a postponement on further testimony until we can review our legal exposure." The judge sighed. "Request granted, but I advise you all, any further manipulation of justice will not be tolerated. This courtroom may have saved you from public scandal. It will not save you from perjury." Court recessed, and the internet exploded. Within 2 hours, Twitter threads dissected the Zoom call frame by frame. So she KNEW, VH1 produced the fight. Tasha caught on tape planning her own attack arc. That night, Tasha K's monetized content slowed down. Comments disappeared. Her Patreon lost nearly 10,000 subscribers. A brand deal she teased with a major hair care company dropped her with one post. "We do not support fabricated trauma for profit." Meanwhile, Bambi posted a black screen on Instagram with one sentence. "She sued me for damage, but she broke the mirror." Then silenced. Until the next morning when Scrappy dropped a 17-minute YouTube video titled "My Truth," no edits. In it, he spoke calmly, with no glam, no music. Just a man, talking to his camera. "I'm not defending violence," he said. "I'm not siding with fame, but I was there. I know who called who before that episode. I know what messages were sent, and I know what was said to me off camera about how Bambi was gonna be the next viral breakdown. They tried to use her pain. They tried to use my silence. And now that it's unraveling, everybody's trying to walk it back. But I won't. I'm done being quiet." He ended with a slow, heartbreaking line. "She wasn't perfect, but she wasn't the monster they edited her to be." The clip hit 1 million views in 12 hours. Meanwhile, VH1 held an emergency meeting. Within 48 hours, 3 producers were suspended. The network released its most direct statement yet. "We acknowledge serious errors in judgment. During the production of certain episodes, we are launching an internal review to ensure ethical filming procedures. Viewer trust is everything." It was too little, too late. Tasha K's $5 million lawsuit was dropped quietly. No settlement, no payout, just a motion to dismiss with prejudice, meaning it could never be refiled. And then, she vanished. No posts, no lives, just a wiped feed and a final message. Sometimes silence protects what's left of your power. Bambi, on the other hand, didn't return to the spotlight. Not immediately. 3 weeks later, a trailer appeared online. Dimly lit, soft piano music, the sound of camera shutters. Then a woman's voice. "You watched them build the story. Now let me tell mine." Text faded in. The Bambi File, a 3-part docuseries. The clip showed her sitting down, no makeup, staring into the camera. "I lost everything," she said. "My platform, my man, my sanity. But now, I found the truth, and it's louder than ever." The trailer ended with the same line she whispered before hitting go live in court weeks earlier. This time, they're gonna hear it all. The internet gasped. The top comment. Tasha sued for damage. But Bambi walked out with the blueprint because in the age of content, reputation isn't destroyed in court. It's rewritten on camera. And this war just found its next stage. Fade to black. Text appears, to be continued. In confessionals they can't edit.